Welcome everyone, Matt Williams Golf. Well, I'm really excited today. I'm going to be testing out the Titleist T200 Irons. Now, if you've watched my channel before, then you know that I previously did a review of the Titleist T100s. Now that review went astonishingly well. Let's kind of backpedal for a second. I'm an 8 handicap, and 1 year to this day, it is January 2021, 1 year ago to this day, I was a 16 handicap. So I did a lot of work throughout 2020, got my handicap down to an 8. And hopefully I'm on my way to a lower handicap when we start recording scores again. Well, in the meantime, I'm testing out irons. So I, as an 8 handicap, probably have no business hitting the Titleist T100 iron. And in fact, I said that at the end of my review. I said the Titleist T100 was just not the iron for me. In fact, my exact words, I believe, were I believe it would be irresponsible for me to put T100s in my bag. Despite the fact that I hit them actually really well, especially really well that day, the only big concern for me was A, there was little to no forgiveness in the T100s, and I was losing a ton of distance with the T100s. Now, if you've watched the What's in My Bag episode, currently in my bag, I have these old, about 9-year-old TaylorMade RSI2 irons, and that's what's currently in my bag. And as I've been reviewing irons, which has mostly been for you guys, I've also been reviewing them for my own sake to see, to pick an iron and finally land on an iron that would be perfect for me as I move forward into 2021. Well, today, as I mentioned just a second ago, we're going to be testing out the Titleist T200s. I'm dying to test these out. I've never had Titleist anything in my bag except for my Scotty Cameron putter. So I've been dying to test these out. Remember, I'm looking for more spin than what I currently have, but something with more forgiveness than the T100s that's not going to punish me on mishits quite as much. Well, the TSI 200s might be right in the wheelhouse I'm looking for. They're a little bit stronger lofted. In fact, if you compare the 7 iron of the T200 to the 7 iron of the T100, it's a 4 degrees difference in loft, which is quite a bit. So the 7 iron in the T200 is 30 degrees of loft, whereas in the T100 it was 34 degrees of loft. So this is going to be very comparable to the strength of iron that I currently play and what I currently have in my bag. Now, Titleist has gone very techie with this iron, very techie. They have tungsten that they put in the bottom of the club. Because this is so strong loft, the idea is that that tungsten in the bottom of the iron is going to help increase the amount of loft that you get. You've also got a polymer insert, if you will, inserted right here, and that's on the kind of toe side of the back of the iron. So I am really excited to check this out because I've wanted to land on a Titleist iron. I love Titleist as a golf brand. I play a Titleist golf ball. I've got a Titleist putter, the Scotty Cameron, but I've never had Titleist iron. So I'm really excited to test this out. Now, one thing I want to make abundantly clear, folks, as I've mentioned already in this video and in previous videos, I'm an 8 handicap. And I just got to a single-digit handicap. So it's not like I have the most impeccable or gorgeous golf swing out there. There are mechanics that I'm continually working on every single day. And there are some incredible club reviewers, right? You got shout out to Rick Shields and Michael Newton and the guys at boys at TXG and Big Alex. And there's so many incredible club reviewers out there. But there's one thing that I constantly notice with a lot of the popular club reviewers. They're incredible golfers. Most of them are all plus handicaps. Some of them are scratch golfers. And I thought, wouldn't it be great for a lot of you average golfers out there to hear the perspective of an average player, what my feedback, my results, and response is to various irons, right? So in this video, we're going to be hitting 3 different irons. We're going to be hitting the pitching wedge, the 7 iron, and the 5 iron, and we're going to be stacking those up to the numbers and the results that I currently get with my RSI2s. So we're going to start with the pitching wedge. Let's get right into this. I'm excited to review for you the Titleist T200. All right, so Titleist T200, before we launch into the pitching wedge here, remember guys that I don't, like some club reviewers, I don't dive as deep into the numbers out there. So really excited to give these a run though, and to see if these would be a really great Titleist iron for me, because as you saw in my previous video, hopefully you saw, if you didn't, then you can go back and watch that. The T100s just weren't appropriate for a golfer of my ability level right now. Before I get into the pitching wedge here, which is what I'm going to start with, if you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe, smash that like button, leave a comment below if you have been hitting the T200s or if you've been considering the T200s and what your result has been with them. You know, one thing you can go ahead and not leave in the comments is comments about my swing, because I know exactly what I am. Remember, I am not professing to be some sort of professional golfer or scratch golfer by any means, right? So what does an average guy think of the Titleist T200s? Well, here we go. Oh, well, money swing right off the bat. I mean, that was dead straight. I can tell you now that with my RSI 2s, with pitching wedge, I'm averaging around, boy, it's varied a lot because my swing is rapidly improving, particularly over the last, say, 8 weeks, or 6 weeks even. I've been diving into lessons with a professional friend of mine. His name is Chris. Shout out to you, Chris. And so my numbers are all changing. So pitching wedge, I'm normally probably carrying it at around 133 usually. And I can scale back with a 3/4 wedge, or maybe even really muscle up to a little bit closer to 140. So I'm not an overly long hitter by any means. But yeah, so I would like to see with the T200, I would like to see, once I get comfortable with this club, I would like to see that carry distance approaching 130. That's what I'd be hoping for. This first one was 121. But as I've noticed in every review video that I've done, it always takes me a little bit to get comfortable with an iron, right? So just as a side note, you're seeing my first swings on the T200 series. You're seeing my first swings ever with them. I haven't rehearsed this. I haven't practiced with them. So this is real time. You're going to be seeing the results just right along in real time with me. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, pretty good ball flight. That wasn't my best swing. Okay, wow. All right, so some improvement on the just a second swing. 127 carry, 132 overall. Just in case you guys are wanting to know, we're not going to talk about attack angle, club path, face angle, because those are all things I need to work on. 83 mile an hour club head speed, 97 mile an hour ball speed. 100 apex, and then 5,700 RPM. So all right in line with where I'd like to be. I'm so far 2 for 2, feeling pretty good. That was a hair chunky, I think. So it really wasn't that great a hit. But here's what I love. Not a good swing, but really good results nonetheless. So, chalk one up to forgiveness in 200. Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to Fiddler's Green. They're in Eugene, Oregon, folks. So for any of you in the United States, they're here in Eugene, Oregon. And they have a range, they have apparel, but what they really specialize in is clubs. Every single golf club you could think of, custom fitters here who are absolutely amazing. And they've been really accommodating about me occasionally coming down here and filming these reviews here. So I got to give a shout out to Fiddler's Green. One thing I get asked about all the time is, it doesn't matter where you are in the US, if you've been considering new golf clubs, look up Fiddler's Green, call their shop. As you've seen in previous videos, I work with a guy named Randall. Today a guy named Roger is helping me. But they can work with you guys, especially if you know what your specs are. They can work on getting you a great deal. Of course, you can buy stuff online, but what they really recommend is that you call in to their shop, talk with one of their club fitters, and they'll get you really squared away and hopefully get you a pretty good deal as well. So, but I can't go into any special deals or prices or anything, especially that aren't advertised online, but they'll take really, really good care of you. So let's proceed with the pitching wedge here. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, they fly straight as a freaking arrow. Wow. It happens every club I review, every single one. Just a few swings in, you start to get more and more comfortable with it. Apex 108, 100 feet, 134 carry. Love it. Oh, that's actually going to turn out, I think, pretty good. I think that's, didn't feel that great about it. Wow, that turned out good. 106-foot apex, 136-yard carry, 141-yard total. Very pleased with that. 99-mile-an-hour ball speed. Very pleased. So again, check it up into the forgiveness box. I'm not exactly sure where I hit that one. I apologize. But man, there's been 2 out of the first 4 shots or so here, 5 shots, however many it's been, that haven't been struck that well, and yet the results were terrific. All right, T200, let's go. Now that's good. Holy crap, that's good. There's a flag I'm aiming at, and that's gonna almost go in. Yeah, 131 carry, 135 total. Okay, so that spin rate's getting back up. 5,600 RPM spin, 104-foot apex. Wow, I think I'm about ready to jump up to 7-iron, folks. So far, so good. Now, this is the easiest one to hit, right? Which is why I test all 3. You know, a lot of reviewers only test the 7-iron. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Yeah. 137 carry, 143 total, height of 108. Spin was low again, 4,900 RPM. Let's go up to 7-iron. Wow. So far, so freaking good. Oh my gosh, what in the world was that? That was fantastic. It was one swing in right there. 120-mile-an-hour ball speed, 172 carry, 180 total, 96-foot apex, 5,400 RPM. I love those numbers. I'm not even going to tell you my attack angle or club path. That's just embarrassing, but here we go, 7-iron. Let's keep going, keep it going. Little chunky, so that's probably going to be a little shorter. Yeah, that's got to be shorter. It wasn't. All right. It was really low spin. It was not a very good hit, but it still went dead straight. 173 carry, 190 total. 100 RPM and only a height of 71. So again, we're seeing another miss hit with pretty dang good results. I can live with that. All right. Go, baby. Now, I took a really easy swing on that one. Let's be interesting to see. Yeah, okay. So 163 carry, 170 total. Spin rate got over 5,000. But that was a really easy swing. I would call that a 3/4 7-iron, and that felt good. Just so you guys know, my 7-iron average carry with my RSI 2s is floating around 168. Oh, what a beautiful little draw. Just nice little draw. 177 carry, 184 total. 5,400 RPM, height of 102. I'm going to talk about shot dispersion once I put a few more balls out there, but let me just say this, it's great so far. Wow. Oh, not my best. That is cutting just a bit. Little Healy. And all the numbers, wow. Guys, I'm just blown away. Okay, so that was a little Healy. And it was cutting a little bit, so it's just right of center. 6,800 RPM, but it still went 164 carry, 170 total. That, for a miss, is insane. That's terrific. For me, that's amazing. It's a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but hitting all these little heel side, but that was great. 169 carry, 177 total, 5,700 RPM. Went surprisingly straight. This definitely has so much more forgiveness than the T100s. Oh, that's beautiful. Dead straight. God. What do you got for me? What do you got for me, tracking? 171 total, 178, excuse me, 171 carry, 178 total, 5,900 RPM. Let's go T200. Right down the pipe. Folks, I haven't hit an errant shot yet. Oh my goodness. Watch this. 179 total. Excuse me. Sorry, I keep doing that. 179 carry. 188 total. Spin rate went down a little bit, so when I really smoke one, the spin rate goes down. 4,800 RPM. Apex 94 feet. So that landing angle of 46 degrees, I'd like to see that a little higher. To ensure stoppage, especially when I'm only hitting it 4,800. But I think if I was shooting that at a normal green, normal flag, I think I'd probably be real pleased with that. Here we go, one more 7-iron. I think we need to jump up to 5-iron. This is going great. That is so good. I can't hit it any better. It's so good. 171 carry, 178 total, 6,100 RPM, 102 height, 123 ball speed. I cannot hit it. For the sake of this video, I don't need to keep going, but I want to. In case anybody's curious, I'm hitting the True Temper AMT Black, the S300 shaft. That's what we currently have on these here. I believe that's what comes stock, but I can't promise you that. God. I mean God in a good way. Go in the freaking hole. Let's go shorter. Yeah, 168 carry. Let's do one more. I want to end on one of those smoked ones. There was nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. But I've had a few that were quite a bit better. Let's do one more. Oh, that's a big draw. I think I came over the top on that. I'm not going to end on that one either. Holy crap, that went a long ways. Yeah, 180 carry, 187 total. Just so you guys know, I don't hit 7-iron this long, I don't think. This is amazing. Now this is strong lofted. This is only a 30-degree 7-iron. In the T100, it's a 34-degree 7-iron. In one of my favorite clubs, the ones that are leading in by a mile to be my new irons, are the P770s. They also are 33 or 34-degree 7-iron. So this is strong lofted, but I'm still getting enough spin and a good enough descent angle that that I know that this will hold on the green. One more, here we go. I am having so much fun with this. That is smoke. That's the one to end on right there. What you got? 177 carry, 185 total, 5,300 spin, apex 100 feet. Time to move up to 5-iron. Well, if you haven't been able to tell, so far on T200, pitching wedge 7-iron, they're passing with flying colors. We'll do a large summary at the end that I may do here at the range, or I might do the summary at my home office. I prefer to do the summary with the club in my hand, so we'll see. All right, so we got 5-iron. Now, with my RSI 2s, my typical carry with 5-iron is floating around 196 and maybe 214 overall. So my spin rate's maybe almost 200 a carry. So I'm really dying to see where this is, because on 7-iron, it was actually outperforming my RSI2 in terms of distance, which isn't something I'm even looking for. I'm looking for incredible forgiveness, incredible dispersion, and more spin without sacrificing distance. So far on the T200s, I'm getting all the things I wanted and more distance. Pretty exciting. All right, 5-iron, let's see what you got. Oh my God, that's a rocket. That is an absolute rocket. Okay. 132 ball speed, 90-foot apex, 4,200 spin. Listen to this. 203 carry, 216 total. Okay, video's done. No, I'm just joking. Let's do some more 5-iron. Wow. I slipped just a little bit here on the mat, but that's still gonna be great right down the middle. Maybe lost a little carry. Yeah, 190 carry, 204 overall. That made sense. I slipped on that one. Pretty bad swing, really. Again though, reoccurring theme, you're seeing this just in real time, getting my feedback in real time. On my miss hits, the numbers have still been pretty darn good. I mean, 190 carry isn't really all that great, but if you're gonna miss one, golly, yeah, baby. Yeah. 134 ball speed. What is going on here? I am in love. Uh-oh, TaylorMade P770s. You might have a rival. All right, just so you guys know what I'm looking at. 97-foot apex, 4,000 RPM. I'm not as concerned with RPM with 5-iron. 134 ball speed, 208 carry, 220 total. Hello. Hello. All right, 5-iron. Oh my God. And you know what's great? I'm getting this nice little hint of a draw. Oh, that one was surprisingly shorter, 192 carry, 201 total. I thought good as some of those other. Oh, interesting. Boy, I don't know what's wrong with me today. So that one, I felt like I missed a little bit on the toe side. Definitely was a little toe side. 204 carry, 219 total. 131 ball speed, 91-foot apex. I guess I just got to stop at some point because I know what I'm thinking right now, and I'll summarize it for you guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Held the pose, held the finish, said let's go, said oh yeah probably 3 times. I will say I went dead straight, but it was only a 191 carry, 203 total. Let's try one more. My club head speed was down to 92 miles an hour, ball speed 128, so I wonder if I just didn't quite swing as hardly. Here we go. Come on. Not that I'm trying to kill it, guys. That wouldn't be an accurate test. That might be really, really, really good. But I've said that before in this video. It was fine. It was fine. Gosh, do I hit another one? I'm having so much fun. So just so you guys know what we're looking at, 197 carry, 211 total, 127 ball speed, 93 mile an hour club head speed. One more, come on. Oh, yes. Yep. And yep. 198 carry, 209 total, 5,200 RPM. That's cool. 131 ball speed. All right, let's summarize the Titleist T200. Oh, well. The Titleist T200. I am gobsmacked. I am absolutely blown away. I am thrilled. This just became a contender to go in my bag. Remember, and I forgive the redundancy, I talked about this at the beginning of the video, the Titleist T100 just wasn't the iron for me. It was just, I don't have the game to handle that. I absolutely have the game for this. Let's start checking some boxes here. Let's first, as I always like to start with, let's start with looks. I think the Titleist T100 is a gorgeous looking iron. It's very techy, but it doesn't look too techy, if that makes any sense, which makes any sense on that. And they always say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. To me, the Titleist T200, better looking iron than the Titleist T100. I love the looks of this. Now, in terms of looking down over the ball, remember, Titleist designed a really, really thin face. That's part of the technology that goes into this iron. But in terms of profile and standing over the ball, it actually is not, it's a thicker top line, but it's not a gross top line. It has a little offset, but not a gross amount of offset. It certainly is a thicker sole and a thicker toe, but not egregiously so. This is a really great looking iron. This is a really great middle of the road line between those of you looking for the feel and almost the looks of a player's iron, but need some of the tech and the design of a player development iron. So for a guy like me that's an 8 handicap, this is a terrific compromise right here. Absolutely wonderful. I could not be more thrilled with this iron. Now, in terms of feel, let's talk about feel. It checked the feel box. In fact, for some of you, it might be too good a feeling. And what I mean by that is on miss hits, it doesn't deliver a really strong signal that you missed it. You don't feel it in your hand. Nothing in you that goes, oh God, that was terrible, right? It's only if you watch the flight of the ball that you're going to obviously know that you really missed it or didn't hit it well. But the club itself is not going to deliver a huge signal that you missed it. In terms of forgiveness, this iron was surprisingly forgiving. I expected it to be a little bit forgiving, but this is exceptionally forgiving. It's got a forged face, but on miss hits, I had some where I was missed hits and I was not really very penalized in terms of yardage or ball flight or spin or anything else. It just was not a very punishing iron. And I hit this very, very well. So when you hit it well, obviously you feel a little bit closer to it. You're like, oh, you're my friend. Come here, my little friend. I like you, right? So, okay, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done. But no, you feel more fond about an iron when you just got done hitting it really, really well. Gosh, folks, I don't know if I can say one bad thing about this. I'm over the moon excited. Of all the reviews I've ever done, if you watch my review of the TaylorMade P770s, that's the only other time I can recall being this excited about an iron. Holy smokes. In terms of what's going to go into my bag, this just jumped into about a 2 or 3 way tie with the P770s. I am just so freaking thrilled about the performance. Now remember, these are very, very strong lofted irons. There's nothing traditionally lofted about them. But because of how Titleist designed these irons, I was still getting the ball to launch up in the air. I was getting this great descent angle into the green, and I was getting a wonderful spin rate, certainly better than what I'm currently getting with my little bit weaker lofted RSI 2s. Folks, I couldn't be more thrilled. These are a contender to go in my bag. Now, one thing I do want to mention, price point. Now, you can find different deals and different prices all over the place, right? But if you average it out all over the United States, these are about $1,200 in the US for a full set, ranging usually from 4-iron to pitching wedge. Now in pounds, for some of my followers say that are in Great Britain, that would roughly be, I think, around 900 or 1,000 pounds or so for a set of Titleist T200s. You probably can find these for about 1,000 pounds, maybe even a hair less, maybe even down to around 900 pounds. But they're certainly not cheap irons, but they're not disgustingly expensive right now. Folks, I couldn't be more thrilled. I just am so thrilled with these. I didn't want to stop hitting them. I didn't want this video to end. I still don't want to stop talking and raving about them. But at some point, we have to cut this video off. Once again, folks, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I think there's a lot of pretty dang good golfers, really average golfers, and then let's call them really bad golfers that need to see the perspective of somebody like me, an 8 handicap that doesn't have all of the mechanics worked out, perspective like mine on these various irons. Who are these irons for? That's a tough question to answer. On a lot of my club reviews, I've been able to really dial in who I think, in line with what the manufacturer, I think, feels that the irons are designed for. I'm not really sure with these T200s. Here's what I'll say about the T200. I think this is a huge range of golfers. Huge. You could be a plus handicap or a scratch golfer, and even though it's a little thicker and a little thicker top line, a little chunkier with a little bit of offset, I think if you're looking for something that is going to produce a little bit, a little bit more power without being a really gross, obscene, chunky iron, I think this is going to really be something you want to try if you haven't already. If you are looking for more distance, like let's just say you've tested the T100s and you just aren't thrilled, or you've tested the TaylorMade P7 MBs or even the MCs. This is going to be something that gives you quite a bit more distance, but without being an obscene iron by any means, and certainly not anything obscene as you're standing over the ball. I think this would be something you'd be really pleased with. Now, if you're a low handicap, any single digit from 2 on up to 9, I think you're going to love this iron. I really, really do think you're going to love this iron. And get this, I think people even in the low teens are going to love this iron. I really do. I think this runs a really wide range of golfers that are going to want to play this iron. Well, folks, I hope that my very informal review of the Titleist T200 has been something that you've enjoyed and appreciated. All I want to do is bring value to my audience, and to do that, I'd love to keep getting more subscribers. So like I already mentioned, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, maybe trigger the bell for notifications if you like my approach, my very less formal approach. I don't have the swing that some of the famous club reviewers have out there, but hopefully it is a perspective that you enjoy seeing. I want to give another shout out again to Fiddler's Green in Eugene, Oregon. I don't care where in the United States you are. Might say wherever in the world you are, but certainly in the US, if you're looking for an exceptional deal, exceptional service, and fitters that really know what they're talking about, look up Fiddler's Green. If you're anywhere in the West Coast or Pacific Northwest, these guys are worth making a drive to, taking a day trip and making a day out of it, because you're going to get properly fitted by guys that know what they're doing and excel at service. And I mean excel, and by the way, have really good pricing too. Anyways, folks, so thank you to Fiddler's Green. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to doing the next review. I'm going to have a whole lot more reviews coming out of drivers, irons, you name it, folks. A lot of reviews still to come, especially as we get into the 2021 season, as all the new stuff is getting released. So make sure and check my channel. Come back frequently, because we're going to have a lot of new stuff coming up. Anyways, till the next review, guys. Hope you enjoyed this.